walk into a room and before anyone can judge you, you say it first. Sorry, I look like a mess. I'm terrible at this. I know I'm awkward. You think you're being humble, but what if you're just protecting yourself? You finish a project at work. Someone compliments you, and immediately you deflect. Oh, it's not that good. I just got lucky. Anyone could have done it. Or you're at a party. Someone's about to meet you, and you beat them to it. Fair warning, I'm really awkward at these things. You laugh, they laugh, but underneath, you just built a wall. Here's what's really happening. You're using self-deprecation as armor, as a shield. It's not modesty, it's not charm, it's protection. Because if you criticize yourself first, no one else can hurt you. You've already said the worst thing anyone could say. You've destroyed their delivery. Psychologists call this a defense mechanism. You beat others to the punch, so their punch can't land. But here's the strange part. The shield you built to protect you, it's the same thing that's keeping you trapped. At work, you downplay your wins because you don't want to seem arrogant. With your partner, you say, I'm too much before they can think it. With your friends, you make yourself the punchline before anyone else can. You think you're staying safe, but what you're actually doing is teaching people how to see you. When you say, I'm a disaster, your brain hears it as fact. When you say, I always mess things up, you start believing it. When you joke that you're the worst, you give everyone permission to agree. You're not protecting yourself, you're programming yourself. Aaron Beck, the psychologist who created cognitive behavioral therapy, studied this pattern. He found something powerful. People who constantly put themselves down often operate from what he called the negative cognitive triad. 3 distorted beliefs. You see yourself as defective, you see your experiences as proof of that defect, and you see your future as hopeless because of it. And self-deprecation, it reinforces all 3. Every joke, every dismissal, every I'm not good enough, it's like watering a plant you don't want to grow. Research shows this clearly. Self-deprecating talk doesn't just reflect low self-esteem. It creates it. It deepens it. It locks it in place. Because your subconscious doesn't understand sarcasm. It doesn't know you're joking. It just hears the message and it believes you. So where does this come from? Sometimes it starts young. Maybe you learned that being small kept you safe. Maybe you were punished for being too much. Maybe praise felt dangerous, so you learned to deflect it. You learned that humility was safety, that shrinking was survival, that disappearing meant you couldn't be criticized. You didn't choose this pattern, you adapted to it. But here's what that shield costs you. Your relationships suffer because constant self-deprecation feels like fishing for compliments. People get exhausted. Your confidence erodes because every time you dismiss yourself, you're training your brain to see you as less. Your potential shrinks because if you believe you're not capable, you won't even try. And the cruelest part? You're doing all of this to people who probably weren't even judging you in the first place. You're fighting ghosts. You're defending against attacks that never came. So how do you break free? Start by asking yourself one question. Would I say this to a friend? If it would be cruel to say to someone you love, why are you saying it to yourself? Psychologist Tamar Champty suggests something powerful. Put your negative thoughts in the smallest box possible. Don't blow them up. Don't make them your identity. Just narrow them down. Not, I'm terrible at everything, but I struggled with that one task. not "I'm so awkward," but that moment felt uncomfortable. Small box, accurate, not catastrophic. You don't have to be perfect to deserve respect. You don't have to be flawless to take up space. You don't have to apologize for existing before anyone asks you to. The shield you built, it was made by a younger version of you who didn't know there was another way to be safe. But you're not that version anymore. Maybe it's time to put the shield down. Not because you're arrogant, but because you finally realize you were never the problem you needed to apologize for.